Since you guys really liked my first video on how to get 12 easy mounts in under an hour, I decided to follow up with another video, showing you another 13 mounts you can get right now. First mount we're gonna get today is the Arcanist's Manasaber. Now if you played back in Legion, or you already farmed this mount, you might think that I'm crazy since you need to be exalted with the Nightfall and the Surama, which can take days to complete. But there is a neat little trick if you have the Nightborn Allied race unlocked. Just create a trial Nightborn character and take the portal to Azuna. Then fly to Surama to this location right here and go into the cave. On your left, you will find Alisra, who will just sell you the Arcanist's Manasaber for free. If I knew that earlier, I would have never grinded that rep for weeks. On number 2, we're gonna tackle on 3 mounts at the same time, which are these 3 different crane mounts. You get these by getting exalted with the Golden Lotus reputation in Mist of Pandaria, which is honestly one of the fastest reps you can grind in the game. In my case, it took me around 25 minutes from Honored to Exalted, so it shouldn't take you more than 40, to be honest, if you start from scratch. There are a few different methods on how to do this. One way of farming this rep is flying around the Vale of Eternal Blossoms and killing all the rares you can find, which will grant you around 2400 rep each. If you're on a low pop server or run around with war mode on, this will probably be the fastest way. Otherwise, you can do it how I did it by going to this spot right here and kill these dogs, which will give you 12 rep for every kill. These mobs also are on a hyperspawn, so all you have to do is spam your instant cast spells and brain AFK until you reach Revered. Why stop at Revered, you ask? Because first, you will unlock the option to buy an item, which increases your rep gains from any source by 100% at the Quartermaster, so I would recommend getting that one. And second, these dogs will stop giving you rep once you reach Revered. Which is kinda odd honestly, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
Now you can either fly around and kill basically every mob in the Vale, or do the method I told you in the beginning by just flying around and killing the rares. I'm playing on a highly populated server, and even though I saw some people flying around and doing the same thing, I was able to get from Revered to Exalted in about 5 to 10 minutes. Once you get Exalted, all you have to do is fly back to your main hub. On Alliance, it's this area on the southern part, and for Horde, it's the shrine in the north. On the lower floor, you will find the Quartermaster where you can buy 3 different crane mounts for about 5k gold in total. Coming in at number 3, we're gonna take a look at this very beautiful mount called the Sundancer. All you have to do for this one is go to your auction house and buy a few Sky Strider gliders, which you will need later. Now make your way to Bastion. You get there by taking the portal from your main capital to Oribos and use the Flight Master there. You will find Sundancer on the southern part of Bastion right here, flying just off the cliff. If you can't see him, he's probably not respawned yet. This also happened to me while recording, but once I activated war mode and went back there, he was right there, waiting for me. If you're super unlucky and it's not there on both layers, you will have to wait around 6 to 8 hours for it to respawn. The way you get this mount is by clicking on this shrine right here, which will give you the Sunrider's Blessing buff. You need this buff, so don't forget it. Now, fly over Sundancer, dismount and click on the gliders you bought earlier. Once you're close enough, you will be able to ride him. Now spam click the button that appears on your screen and try to soothe him. After a bit, he will fly back on the ground where you will be able to challenge him. Just wait a few seconds and you will be able to kill him, and there you have your Sundancer mount. If you enjoyed this video until now and you want to see more of these, let me know by hitting the like button, and while you're down there, consider subscribing. It really helps out a lot, and this way I know what you guys want to see. And if you ever change your mind, there is no shame in taking that sub away. The next 2 months you can get very quickly outside of World of Warcraft. Yes, you heard me right. You can get Sarge's Tail and the Half-Steed mount by playing Hearthstone. You get the Half-Steed by winning 3 games in play, so against real people, or in the arena mode, which should honestly not take you longer than a few minutes. Sarge's Tail, on the other hand, is a little more annoying if you're a newer player, but still doesn't take that long to complete, since it's a basic PvE mode tutorial you have to complete. Here's what you need to do if you never played this game. First, if you start the game, you'll be put into the Jaina tutorial. Click skip in the top right once you can to leave the tutorial. Click modes on the main menu, and now you will either see 4 badge icons, with the 4th being mercenaries, or if you don't see this and instead see solo adventures, you will see a list on the right with Book of Mercenaries in this list. If you see the 4 badges, click mercenaries and complete the tutorial. If you see the Book of Mercenaries, however, go back to the main menu, click escape, click options, click miscellaneous, and click skip apprenticeship. Now click on modes again and you should see the 4 badges, with the 4th being the mercenaries. This will save you a ton of time, as the apprenticeship forces you to unlock all the classes. Complete the mercenaries tutorial up to the point where you unlock the Baron's bounty, select Quillbore, and you should see the mount award pop up after you've loaded into this mission. Next up is the Arboreal Gulper from Shadowlands. You can get this big chunky boy by killing the rare called Humongous. which will only spawn if you use the unusually large mushroom on some damp loam at this spot right here. You get the large mushroom as a random drop from pretty much any mob in the Ardenweald, but it's a pretty low drop rate, so be prepared to sit there for a bit if you're unlucky. Additionally, this item has a duration from only 20 minutes. So once you get the item, I recommend flying over to the area you spawned the rare at as soon as possible. Now, all you have to do is click on the loam and kill Humangoose, and he will drop you the Arboreal Gulper with a 100% chance. Next up, another very easy mount. I'm talking about the Temperemental Skyclaw, which you can honestly get in less than 5 minutes, if you open on spending a little bit of gold. All you have to do for this mount is hand in a few items to Zonvogi, who is sitting right here in the Azur's Ban in Dragonflight. You will need 20 flash frozen meat, 20 Tusker jerky, and 20 Nolan's house specials. You can buy all of these items for a few thousand gold, but if you're greedy and don't want to spend that much gold, you can also farm these at these Frost Snow camps. Keep in mind though that the drop rates from all 3 items are very low, and you will probably be sitting here for a while as well. Once you have the items, go to Zonvogi and select all the dialogue options until he hands you the mount, and that's it. These next 2 mounts are somehow still very unknown, probably because it was implemented rather recently. I'm talking about the Harbor Gryphon for the Alliance and the Scarlet Pterrodax for the Horde. All you have to do for these 2 mounts is simply hand in a quest. You get automatically. Yes, I'm not kidding, that's it. If it's your first time playing, you will get the quest Time to Fly once you enter either Borealis or Dazar lore. You need to be at least level 30 for this quest to pop up though. If you reach level 30 and you still didn't get it, try logging back in. All you have to do now is go to your stable master, and there you have it. 2 additional mounts in your collection for little to no effort at all. Next mount is once again hidden behind a small little puzzle in Karazhan. If you played for a long time, you probably will know that I'm talking about the Smoldering Ember Wyrm, which is a pretty cool mount to be honest. Similar to the aerial unit I talked about in the last video, this mount also has a 20% drop chance for each player in your group. So if you're going in with 5 people, there is a 100% chance for the mount to drop for one of you guys. If you're going in alone, you have a 20% chance. You get this mount in the Mega Dungeon Return to Karazhan. The entrance for that is on that little bridge above the original entrance. Also make sure before entering that you're on Mythic difficulty, as it's only possible to get this mount in the highest difficulty. Once you enter the dungeon, you're on a strict hidden time of 8 minutes to get your first soul fragment. Follow the way I'm taking and kill the first boss, the Opera. After that, you go this way until you reach this purple floating crystal right here. Click it and you will start channeling a beam, which will absorb the soul fragment. You will notice that you got a buff called Medivh's Echo with a 6-minute duration. Don't let this buff fall off, otherwise you fail this little challenge. Continue onward until you reach this boss right here. Take a left to the room before her arena and you will see the second crystal. Every time you click on a crystal, there will be time added to the buff, so don't stress out too much. Once you got it, go back to this area and jump down to the third boss, Morose. Kill him, and behind him you will see the third crystal. Once again, absorb it. Now importantly, don't forget to pick up the keychain that Morose drops once you kill him. You need it to continue in the dungeon. Go through this door and follow me to the spider room, where you will find the 4th crystal. Don't worry, we're almost done with the crystal farming. You will see a portal behind the crystal. Take it and go up this ramp and follow the path until you reach the curator boss. Kill him, and beneath his feet you will find the last crystal. You will now notice that the buff you had earlier got removed and you got a new buff called Medivh's Presence. This is where you have to go fast, since you only have 5 minutes. Go back to the beginning, so just backtrack and go through the door below the ramp you went up earlier and you will find Medivh. After a little bit of roleplay and dialogue, Nightbane will be summoned. Kill him, and if you're lucky enough, you will get the mount. The last mount I'm going to talk about today is the Netherwing Drake. And no, I'm not talking about the original Drakes from back in TBC, where you had to do a whole lot of dailies, but rather this one. If you're watching this video pre-War Within, you will also notice that this mount has a dragon riding. You can get this mount by completing a pretty easy and short quest chain, which you can get from Rathian in the Emerald Dream Zone. You get there by taking this portal right here from World Dragon to the Emerald Dream. If Rathian is not standing right here, you will have to complete a few story quests regarding this zone. Just open up your minimap and you will see what you have to do to unlock this zone. Once you complete this quest chain, the mount is yours. And the best part, you can customize him by adding spikes, fins, armor, change the shape of his tails, and many more options. And that's every mount we're gonna talk about today. If you want to learn about another pack of 12 mounts you can get in under an hour, you should click on this video right here. If you want me to talk about a specific mount, like the Lucid Nightmare, which is honestly pretty fitting, since getting this mount is a real nightmare, let me know by commenting down below. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.